And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Humankind, in our money-focused run in this very vexing war. Can I get my army involved in this fight? Yes. I can get one of them involved, which is more of a step in the right direction. That's getting a little bit more of a fight. This is definitely a war where if I put my back into it, because of our wealth, we have the manpower to reliably win this conflict. Because this whole army just apparently costs 5k. I can make 2 of these armies a turn. So I'm not going to be lacking in troops. The problem is that the troops are not deployed and are going to take time to get places.
Advancing the artillery.
Military camps can basically be done in turn. Not too worried about war summons. Heavy infantry is a little bit tempting for the +1 spot. Naval artillery do the same. So I think just to have something to queue. Do you up? Oh, that's how much excess science I had that it just instant completes clicking on it. Okay. Chartered companies then. We're gonna do the fight, and we're gonna pick our culture. We're gonna era up, and then we're gonna be trying to run for better troops in the next era, and then we'll spam those out and run the out-of-date, technologically speaking, opponents down. Probably want to be deployed differently. Probably want the cav, the higher quality cav, in the open, and the gunner in the fortress. And then hope that they're exposed so we can take pot shots from the defensive position. Okay, under deployment. They have the initiative, so they open up first. Our flag is actually out in the open is the problem here. We can't just sit behind the defenses and claim a victory here. And honestly, we're probably going to lose this fight. It really comes down to how much pain can we inflict on them before we lose. Oh, and the combat field extended enough to actually get my reinforcements in. Okay. These reinforcements aren't going to be able to fire on the first turn. And again, they're also going to be pretty much in the open. Is it getting run down by the winged hussars? Take the flag back. Oops. Still want to be in that fight, thank you. And that's the fight for the turn. Tying up their forces. We're definitely still doing decent there. Given that it was a fight on their terms, and yeah. And then we're able to throw forces into it. So seeing as that we're at war, maybe militarist and expansionist is not as insane as it was when we were analyzing this an hour ago. Over an hour ago. But I still think we're gonna stick to our guns here. Okay, then we're gonna go to the French. The cuirassiers. For science. The Italians, where we get Alpini. So it's line formations to get Alpini. Line formations to get the cuirassiers. And the Siamese with the Gatling elephant. Which probably for open field combat is probably the best of the three. Because I think it's basically a mounted machine gun, the way this works. Although, it being an elephant probably can't attack in the cities. So for attacking, Alpini are probably the best, because they can actually go into cities. They'd be basically infantry. Cuirassiers would be better cav. If we wanted to sort of stick with cav, this would be the way to go. If I didn't just lost all my cav, this would also probably be an upgrade to the existing cav. Probably a little late for that. The existing cav just died. So where is line infantry and where is trench warfare? So line formations is there. So we could push into there. It'd be 2 techs in, I think. I think I could do either carbine or military coordination to get there. And then either way, we'd get line infantry. So it's, do I take Alpini, which are a little bit better? They're +3 strength. Or do I take cuirassiers to have infantry to go with them? Or we're going... Was it trench warfare? Trench warfare all the way up here. For the Gatling machine gun. So I think it's basically the Gatling machine gun, or Gatling elephant is a sort of a better heavy machine gun. I don't think we want to wait until trench war. We're in the middle of war already. So Gatling elephants, as cool as they are, in concept. I think the reason we would go for them is because we want the Siamese bonuses, which is industry per district and money per ongoing trade. And yeah, I'm definitely dealing with influence problems, dealing with stability problems, so Italians are tempting. French or science. Although, with the speed of the warfare, we're gonna if things go our way, we're very rapidly gonna end up in situations where the cavalry are gonna be a hindrance because they can't go into the cities. Maybe don't need the science. So it really comes down to the Italians and Siamese. And again, we get the problem with the elephants can't go into cities, alright, so. Yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna get some influence because we need some influence. We're going the Italians in the industrial era.
The world gets larger, the cities expand, buildings reach higher, and roads stretch longer. And yet, the world gets smaller as bridges unite lands, towns congest, and railroads bring distant goods to the doorstep. Anything seems possible in this wondrous future. Though as humankind grows, the planet itself appears to shrink. Even centuries after the Renaissance, Italy remains a hotbed of painting, culture, ideas, and short tempers.
We can make a joke about them being short, but their tempers would get in the way, you see. We've entered the industrial era. We're now at aesthetic civ. We're probably actually going to struggle to get aesthetic stars. Although we're not going to struggle to get 7 stars. We're going to get 7 stars real fast. In fact, we started with 2 of the 5 from Expansionist and Builder, and we're very rapidly going to probably get the money for the Merchant Star. So, yeah. We don't necessarily need to stay in this era for very long. New wonder can be claimed. Ooh. So we got chartered companies. I'm actually going to turn chartered companies off because I really want some good troops. Military coordination into line formation. Then we will precedence, labor charter, and coal for the steam engine, probably. And probably evaluate where we're at. I might go back and then still do the deck I was planning on doing before, but and we got access to an unclaimed wonder. We're in the next era. For a little while, we're going to be the only one that can pick any of these. So we're not in a necessarily rush for the Era 5 ones. Hotel d'Invalide. We're going to go with that because, again, we're at war. Money per unit destroyed. Combat strength and all that. I think it's good. Okay. You're having some serious food issues there, yeah. Although you may be able to fix some of that with the Farmers District.
30 farmers' quarters is quite a milestone.
That helped.
Let's hope the population is getting some exercise as well.
Step in the right direction. There we go. City's food positive again. So I can mostly ignore it. You're down to 45 stability after that. You've got plenty of stability, so you don't need to wonder. You're 40, so you'd actually be a good target for the winter. Although once we start building our Atlantic district this quarter, we're gonna have stability, so worry less about stability, other than sort of the immediacy of stability. And then you're too close to the front, and I don't want you doing it. So yeah, probably wants to be either side on at the capital, and Hotel de Invalids makes sense to be in the capital, so just thematically. Moment done 24 turns. I'm gonna send troops out from there. I probably do want you complete. And probably the training phase complete. So we buy these two out, and then we assign you to help in case I need more troops.
Raise the mainsail.
All of that can wait. Get that done quicker. Same thing with the playhouse. It's the playhouse right now. Science can wait. Oh, of course, we only air it up. We don't have the new troops yet. Artistic ownership. Academy of the Arts or the Art Studio. Okay. Don't really care about that right now. Fleet. Yeah, you got everything necessary to bring out a unit. I'm gonna go and rapidly recruit up a bunch of 5 musketeers here. Oh, we can actually tell you to get spawn there. That'll work great. Yeah, this fight is happening. Oh, this is a continuation of the previous one. Yeah, that makes sense. And if they take too long this fight, our reinforcements arrive and sweep them back. Range of fire is blinded from there. You don't have that range, okay. barricade holds. More Aztec warriors arrive. They've taken their flag, okay. We're not going to be able to drive them off the flag, so they are technically going to have a technical victory here. Yeah, they have their technical victory. I'd be in the open here. It says we're actually evenly matched. We'll take the battle. Sure. Okay, so I got some influence from that. Yeah, I suppose we're trying to get some technology out of the way so we can move on with organizing better responses. Work on the invalids. Try to work on fortifications in the meantime. Sure. Science. 20. No. Leave one of those on food list. Not making the food then. Yeah, hotel to invalids. Run enough back, you probably don't need the fortifications. And you, I could actually set reinforce point pretty close to the front. Yeah, could lose some of your forces there. And be able to pour in for the next turn's battle. Given I can do that, let's do that. I need to go around and check to make sure I've still got enough food in places. Like you now need more on food. Keep places from starving. And you just need more food. Okay. Okay, we'll be able to buy the food thing out next turn. Here comes a whole lot more reinforcements. The enemy took a offense to me sending reinforcements and brought their own reinforcements in, yes. Went from we were weaker to we are stronger to we are definitely weaker.
An ambush has begun. Look sharp. You're the one under attack.
That wasn't nice.
All together now.
Yeah, that delayed my reinforcements. The Forge Master Sin. One day, humble yet talented painter requests a private audience with a shaking hands. He confesses to a diabolical deceit. Under one of the senior custodian guidance, renowned art pieces from the fabled Notre Dame are being replaced by its counterfeits. Gale in the regional private collectors to fund the terrible endeavors to feed the hungry across the empire. The painter still views theft as a sin and couldn't maintain the duplicity for any longer. Reader's cult for vandalism, but it's also an unseen one. The painter vows he will be abide whatever choice you agree. Move towards order. Overlook to move towards economic. Or enlist. Or no. Communalism or enlist to move towards individualism. Get some more money income coming in a turn. We buy out you, which does mean we can fix the food problem. Okay. Fair.
It is always a pleasure to see you, friend.
Okay. Still an uncomfortable number of turns out for our next sort of generation of army units. Okay, cycling turn. Yep, even without us getting action there, we were defeated. That situation had declined to that position. Sure, I got guns, so I could just start the fight and see what comes reinforcing in. Let's do that. We won't get any trebuchets, but they're trebuchets. They're a little arbitrary at this point. Okay. I think we may, in fact, overcome the defenders here. And we'll just start, and the fortress has fallen. There we go. So I suppose Karma would be the next place to go. We were to keep the aggressiveness ongoing. And using the power of money, I can just say, units, you are abracadabra, you're healed. Okay, invalid, 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 invalid. New city doesn't really matter, and the new city at this point has no capacity to do anything. Okay. Want the walls done. Don't have think I have enough to afford the fort? No, not. Yeah, until we lose more troops, I don't think I want to spend. I don't want to recruit more troops because some of our cities are struggling with feeding the troops in the field already. Right. One successful battle. Yeah, let's start having these guys march towards Kerma.
Pitch the teams. Forward. Advance. Awake and alert. Stay together. Move it. Awake and alert.
Okay. Still looking on that wonder. Fort's done. Yeah, because we haven't even work industry here. Science makes sense to get done, so we buy you out, buy you out. Can't afford to buy you out. Can't more science. Can't afford to buy you out either, but more science. And I guess we want to research. We want to research sort of into our next generation units as quick as possible. That's why the wall here is superfluous. We're pushing far enough back. That's not gonna come up. Okay.
Something to make our affairs more civil?
Fascinating. And yet...
Yeah, at this point, I think alliances
sorry,
are
But no deal is
more of a
better
problem.
than a bad deal.
So, tell me, shall we?
Sure,
I proceed
political
with
change is
this,
fine.
but only...
There's the boat. We'll take you over here. Technically, we have to go out and around the iceberg to do a battle, but well, I suppose I only need to get to there to do the siege.
Moving heavy weapon.
Okay. Okay, help with the hotel invalids. And then we technically just place these wherever, right? So you're recommending there, we'll place you there. Next recommendation is there. Next recommendation is westward over there. Okay. Followed by an eastward one. There. Okay. Hotel invalids into those. Whereas the other ones are going to finish up the hotel invalids, then finish up their buildings, the infrastructure, and then we probably build up the hotel invalids everywhere else as well for the influence. Don't have to take the fortress on this turn unless they completely destroy themselves. Okay. So Karma has fallen. So second city to fall to our counterattacks. And once again, via the magical power that it is money, our troops are... Emergency replacements are sent, redeploy to the units. Strengthen them in case the enemy does arrive with reinforcements. Too late to save the city, but maybe... No, at this point too late to save the city because we've taken it. Have the Poles on the back foot, I would say.
Short.
Yep, they're not appreciative of the current state of affairs, although it's going to be a while before they are actually able to be driven to surrender. Well, that ship's the line, apparently. Our VOC man of wars here are absolutely getting wrecked by. Artifact of War. Commandeer. Gain stability. Brought to the capital and the people rejoice. Rest. Or destroy. We'll commandeer. That'll have a following up event, but that'll be fine, I think.
Will do.
Okay, let's cycle the turn. Let's get our wonder done.
A
Mutinous
wondrous
Eckrama.
work indeed. No doubt the neighbors are eyeing you with a great deal of jealousy.
Gained a merchant star. We have not even researched one of the texts we want to research before we that we air it up for. We're in the first one, the second one. We're still in the first one, yeah. That's the power of our money. We don't even need to be money-centric when we're completing merchant stars already.
Stay together. Move it.
Oh, that was mutinous and Kermit. Kermit can be mutinous, that's fine. Kermit should be happy that I'm not, like, burning the place down.
Position.
Artifact Award 2, I can study it or exhibit it. Towards patriotic, which is not actually really what we want to do, although if we were still building troops, that'd be good. Money to science right now, yeah. You're the one that wants to actually be next to other... You get influence of reducing to other common squares. Okay. I always forget about the island down here. 6 of those. Make the place very stable. Okay. Close to a war victory. I suppose the other reason not to be too worried about rebelliousness in Karma. It's not our city, so we're going to be returning it soon.
You are the last person I want to see.
You are the last person I want to see. Well, you likewise. You started this, and many, many, many good people died. Baffled. Still, he remains an imponderable ode to long gone civilization. Okay. those specific places. Why does it not give me any recommendations? It usually gives a recommendation on where to put it. I guess it doesn't really matter, is probably what that's telling me. Now it's giving me a recommendation. And the fourth one doesn't make sense because the fourth one would have to go there, which would overwrite one of our existing emblematic districts, which it's not going to do. Military coordination's done. Claim a new wonder.
Let's keep this conversation short.
If we push this just another turn, we're going to get this pretty much anyway. So I wonder if I'm going to
There's just no
demand
way.
something a little better than that, hopefully.
Position the batteries.
All together now. As one, we move.
And none of them are aired up yet. That's tempting as the production towards shared products. That's tempting as money on settled cities, but... You know, actually, I'm liking these ones a little bit better. Production towards shared products. Yeah, it should help you to stabilize. It should help feel you're stable. Your stability is heavily downtrending. I'm not sure why, but that's gonna help. I might put the next wonder in this area. Let's see. You're stable. Might actually be tempting to put it there, so we'll hold off on that placement until previous one's done. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to cycle the turn. We're going to probably get our peace negotiation. Ongoing war can now be ended. On our terms, not the enemy's terms.
Let's keep this conversation short.
Entirely on my terms, yes. So, what do I want? I want territories that are not cities, because I don't have city cap. So, that territory would be nice. Joki has the city, so we leave him with the city, we take the outlying territories. Karma, same sort of thing. Leave him with the... Pick the outlying territories, leave him with the city.
Really, it was the only possible outcome.
And so
End of the war. Their forward territories.
How have the
significantly reduced.
mighty slipped? Your glorious empire now has at least 3 more glorious ones ahead of it.
I'm not sure how that math worked, because he's saying we've got 3 ahead of us. I'm looking at like... Nope, no, I'm still in second. I am still in second. Oh, maybe we bounce back up from taking stuff, or hard to tell. No, actually, don't go to sleep there. Should at least, you know. Oh, I don't have a way to get there while they're deployed in our territories. Of course I don't. Oops. Don't know where that shocked me, but that don't need to really know, honestly. Okay. The Empire is large and strong and in charge. And we're going to pick up a couple of expansion stars here as we integrate that new territory into territories. You're at the point where I could assimilate you. You're never going to be assimilatable, because you would have been already if you were. My guess there. You're 4 big. You're 4 big. Okay. So you're gonna take over that one. Got, as far as these two cities are concerned, they're both 4 big. Bigger you. You're 4 big. Independent is gonna get assimilated, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 territories. Say 6 territories, so 3 each is gonna get integrated. And then the other 2 coastal ones up here are going to hand it to Salam there. Okay. That'll be your 3rd. There we go. Territory's integrated. Spent all the money for the turn doing that. And apparently those regions are reasonably, given the circumstance, stable. And we're going to stabilize them even more by building the Terrados. So, Empire gains stability. Anyway, I can integrate you, but obviously we're going to wait until I have money, because that's going to cost a lot of money to properly integrate. Or I need to wait until I've got a city camp, which I think we'll get from tech at some point. I think we got one more coming up. I think. Urban planning, that's a way off, but it's a coming. Oh, interesting. The culture is weirdly divided into two. There.
Do something clever today. Sign this treaty.
With great discomfort, I accept your terms.
I take much joy in this.
Okay. Well, things are going well. All the cities are or soon will be building Terrados. Yeah, that's 4. You technically have 6, but the island is complicated because it's got to be next to an existing thing, and I'm not allowed to put it next to the existing fort, so it's got to be on the island with all the stuff, so it's not going to the islands. Then you want that one to finish, the first one to finish. Technically, I think it's the second one. We'll rearrange it because I think we want that one to finish first. It's do placements easier. And you're going to be the one that's got a lot of stuff to finish. Find that out. That'll help with food. A lot of you after the expansion need food as much, I suppose.
Your borders need redrawing, and I will do it.
This is
Your
an outrage!
borders need redrawing. Trespassing, oppressing the faithful, pressing my people, pressing the faithful, yeah. And we're both just gonna get very grumpy real fast over the current state of affairs. So, one would hope we stay at peace long enough that I can get the new and improved Alpini. So yeah, things are going well. Out here in Societyville, definitely punishment I think we can probably pass on for the moment. Free arts is probably what we want. I think that pushes towards liberty, that's why we're not seeing anything move. Whereas that would push us towards order, which is not actually one. So
If
free
art
arts.
is to speak and show the truth, you can't gag and bind it.
Influence on research quarters. Influence on common quarters. Okay, so I want to keep influence on Illinois districts as an artist. And then over here, this is probably... This moves us away from traditionalism. Also provides us money per pop, which is probably what we want. Seeing as we're going all the money. Yeah, we gotta pick another one of those next turn. Looking at the time, I think to avoid going over again, we'll make this one a little bit shorter, although I'm trying to make these 50 to 60 minutes, so we're in that window. The run is going well. We're in first, so we're now at the point where if we can keep in first and get to a winning state, which is vassalize all the enemies, eliminate all the enemies, we got climate change off, so climate apocalypse is not an end. Research all the endgame techs or the mission to Mars. Mission to Mars is probably how we're going to do it, so we need to tech to the mission to Mars while using the power of money to continue to stay in first. We'll see if we can do that. If you're watching on YouTube, there'll be another part up tomorrow. We're going to record at least 2 more parts today. We'll see where we are at the end of those 2 parts. If I think I'm really close, I'll try to finish it up tonight. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. This is the middle of the stream tea break where I go to make a new cup of tea. So I will have a longer break than normal here as I go brew a cup of tea. Until next time, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or stream. And bye for now.